Hi guys, welcome back to this weekly outlook. Let's get started. So, August, we are finally here. Definitely not the best month to trade usually, as volumes tend to be low, but we definitely have some news and the whole geopolitical situations um, making definitely making markets move and still giving us some volatility to find trades in this August. So I do have some setups to share with you guys, some trade ideas and analysis, and yeah, let's get started. So first of all, USCHF. Following the recent euro strength and CHF weakness, we are seeing euro CHF making new highs in the current market structure. Price was quite unsure over the entire month of July, where price action was quite slow and making slowly lower highs and lower lows. After the recent, after since August, after making this low, price showed a very quite a strong impulse aligning itself with a strong euro with fundamentals and also forming this strong impulse to the upside on the breakout of this level. So I'm considering this trade at the moment if price starts retracing from here because we have a very strong momentum on the upside as well as a 61.8 fib confirming our key level here. So this will be a potential trade to go long if price pulls back and rejects on the zone with an entry indication. Euro GBP, yeah, that's not really much. Although I do see price having a potential for for the downside, even though price has been going on quite a strong bullish trend. Pound is acquiring a little bit of strength, and after breaking below this low here with this new low, price came back around this level, and we might expect a small pullback. At this point, it's too early to catch a downtrend or a downwards momentum. But I definitely see after this rejection with price going above the high, with a sort of like taking the stop losses above the high. I do see a potential pullback from here, but yeah, we have to see. It's not really a trade, it's just a consideration, a form of analysis in this specific case. Also, just wanted to let you guys know that we did cover this trade on the last weekly outlook of a potential trade to go long here, but price just broke through the zone without giving any entry indication. So that's what there was no setup in this case, because when price breaks below without making any entry indication, it doesn't qualify as a setup. You always want to wait for price to reject on that zone and wait for the trade to form, because if price just breaks through with strong candles, this invalidates the setup, of course. And this happened on many pairs this past week, based on analysis we shared. Many pairs show this pattern where they broke out of the level I was waiting for, but without giving any entry indication. So I just didn't take any of those trades because price didn't give any confirmation to enter. Euro JPY, yeah, Euro JPY, there's not really much at the moment, besides the fact that JPY has been gaining strength on the H4 time frame. As you can see, we had this major drop, and this have happened on most JPY pairs, where we had this drop because of JPY gaining strength, basically. Euro USD, I do have a potential setup here, although it's still forming because we don't know for sure if this will be the high of this impulse. Uh, but I do see this higher area of resistance as a potential zone to target, as a potential level where price will react and potentially reject to go lower. So until price goes back here, I still support the uptrend, and if price from this momentum to the upside, pulls back and rejects on the zone, then I'll be looking for a trade to go long. That will be a potential scenario to go long if price, of course, pulls back slowly and rejects this area. Rejects this area means I want to see price forming a candlestick pattern such as an engulfing candle or a three candlestick pattern or any of those. You can look up these patterns online. But it's basically the engulfing candle and the morning star or evening star. Those are the best patterns I look forward to when I'm waiting for the entry indication. And and yeah, that's pretty much the way I always go about it. I also look for strong rejection weeks on the level, such as like this rejection week. Those weeks they all signal a potential reversal, long tails on the candlesticks. So that's something I also look forward to on those levels. Besides the candlestick patterns, GBP was also covered on last weekly outlook, I believe. Um, yeah, it wasn't this one. No, actually, it's not. This was not covered. This was probably a breaker retest to go short, I think, from here. But as you can see here as well, price just broke through the level. So we didn't have any entry indication to enter short here on this breaker retest. So price just went straight above, not caring about the zone. So that's when you avoid taking the trade. Now price is just going horizontal, so it's not showing any clear sign of trend. And I only trade trend following, so that's why I'm not looking for any trade in this scenario, as we don't have a trend. GBP JPY is the best setup for this week, in my opinion. Although it can be seen as a quite an early downtrend, you could see that price has been going on a downtrend for quite a while. Since the beginning of July, price formed resistance on this upper area after this uptrend scenario. So price formed this bearish structure, making lower lows and lower highs, made this high here, where it took out all of these, let's say, all of these highs above. He took out all these highs above, sort of stop hunt, liquidity sweep above these highs, and then made a major drop, confirming the downtrend and confirming a strong JPY. We are seeing for safe haven currencies, in the risk on scenarios, we are seeing more JPY strength than CHF strength. So going towards shorting those pairs that have JPY on the denominator. So being this is basically going short on GBP JPY means going long. It means going short on GBP and going long on JPY. So with JPY strength, I'm going short on this pair, of course. So I'm seeing this level of support resistance with a 61.8 fib that aligns with the level as well. We had a strong momentum on the break below, which is always something I look forward to. Strong momentum and strong impulse breaking the zone. We broke out of the zone with strong momentum, and now we are slowly retracing back to the level. When I see strong impulse to the break and slow momentum, slow retracement on the pullback, that's where I always look for a trade. That's the ideal trade. So it will take some time to reach this zone, but it's almost around 80 pips. So if price pulls back 80 pips more to the upside, then I'll be looking for a trade to go short on this overall area of support and resistance. And this will be the highest probability trade for this week, the way I see it. GBP and ZD, this is another example of a trade shared last week where we had pretty much no entry indication. We did have this breaker retest, which was not really the best breaker retest because as you can see, we don't really have that fast of an impulse. This impulse is not that fast. So without any entry indication, you don't want to enter here, so you just avoid this trade. In this case, you don't take any trade when price doesn't reject it, so on. Yeah, USD ZAR, this was another trade covered last week, but price didn't pull back to that zone, so I didn't manage to catch the momentum to the upside to go long. At the moment, price after making this high is going on a bearish structure once again, so not really considering any trade at the moment, unless we have a better scenario. AUD-JPY could be interesting right now. I'm a bit hesitant about taking this trade because I do understand that price has been going bearish recently, um, but I still feel like this is the main impulse right now that made this new high, and price is still considered on the pullback. So I do see this setup as an aggressive short, although we definitely have a bearish structure here. And I do see a much higher probability for the short. I will say even though we had a rejection here and indication, I would still say this is a bit unsafe. I would rather enter GBP JPY short instead of this trade short. But I do see this opportunity. If for any other conferences or any other strategy you look for a trade to a short here, I would say it's a good idea if your strategy gives you the signal to enter short. But based on my strategy, I want to wait for one more key break or at least breaking below this low before considering a downtrend move. Or if you want to enter for the downtrend, I would set a very small target, like almost like on the 50% um, of the impulse, around 50% of the impulse. I will still say it's a little bit aggressive, but yeah, doable. And the DCHF, um, yeah, the DCHF, we don't really have any any trade scenario here. Yeah, and the DJPY, we have a potential trade. Do see this old bullish structure being broken after this last candlestick, this last momentum. We had this low that made this new high, lower high, and break, lower low, sort of a lower high, break below once again. We reacted after tapping on over this high. As you can see, we reacted from this high. We reacted once again. If price pulls back on this level, I might consider a trade to go short, but this is still more aggressive than GBP JPY. I do understand we're going long on JPY, but we want to be careful and not be too exposed on different pairs with the same currency. So if I had to choose and price is on the ski level on both pairs, I will still go with GBP JPY, which is this one here. CHF JPY that already rejected from this level and is dropping. Um, yeah, CHF is weaker than JPY at the moment. That's why all those pairs that have CHF at the denominator, they're going bullish at the moment. While all, yeah. So CHF JPY definitely has some very high chance of dropping. This could be seen as a potential trade to go short. Remember, this is not financial advice, but um, price could very likely pull back around this key zone and yeah, basically um, continue all the way down here. So that's a potential trade, but a little bit aggressive. In my opinion, it's aggressive because it's very low on this swing point. So we go from the swing point to this one. We are still below 50% of this swing. So this is quite an aggressive trade to go short, but still valid. It respects the rules. It's just as price didn't pull back enough. I usually want to see price pulling back around this zone before looking for a trade here with this discount. But there's a very high chance that this will continue to drop at least around here, if not making a new low here. But the safest bet is setting a target around here. UKX, this was covered last week. Um, tr Pretty straightforward. Price made this clean break, slow pullback, pullback on the zone, on the key level, and entry indication. You can see this is an entry indication. We had a morning star or a bullish engulfing candle. This is a bullish engulfing candle engulfing the previous candlestick and coming back on the zone. I understand that price broke below the level, but it still respected the swing low. If price respects the swing low in a bullish trend, this is still a valid trade to go long because we're still bullish. We're still bullish for another year between this low and this high. Here, price made an entry indication with a bullish engulfing candle. Basically, market execution order here, market entry with a target on this level. You could target this high, but it's less likely to reach, even though was reached in the later on. But you ideally, if you see this sort of impulse making a swing and you see price breaking above once again before testing the lower level, you ideally want to set a target on this area instead of putting it on this high because it's less likely that it will reach this high. It's more likely that it will react on this level. It's sort of like uh, inversion trade, similar to the head and shoulders. Similar to, yeah, that's how I used to set the targets. But yeah, it's just something more advanced. Um, just consider the first level here in this case. And target here is better to have a lower target. Or you could target here, let's say this small level. That's another way to play it. Yeah, overall, this was a good trade. Price went below. Stopped out of all the trade. All the trades that had the stop losses below these lows and made new momentum. Now price is still stuck between this overall area of range. So I don't want to call any trade until price breaks above or breaks below, because we need to see a clear trend. And price also could be seen. This could be either a stop hunt or also a break of structure because you can see the candlestick, the bearish candle on the break, this candlestick broke below this low. So this could be seen a potential lower low, potential new breakout to downside. So yeah, gold. I don't really have anything to share on gold. It's not really there's not really any trade at the moment. So yeah, it's just that price has been going on this consolidating area for a while. Even though I do prefer taking longs on gold because it's overall trend following and definitely more bull on the bullish side, and definitely it's uh, an asset that trends on the bullish side, um, this commodity. So yeah, it's pretty much all I wanted to cover for this weekly outlook. I do understand it's August, that we don't you won't find as many setups as in September, let's say. So you just want to be even more conservative this month and always wait for the right entry. So as always, you can rewatch this video on the YouTube channel, and it will be uploaded very soon. And I'll talk to you guys on the next weekly outlook. Bye bye.